All right, so last time we got to the point where we uploaded this new image, which we cut up from our PSD here. We cut up the nav, which we're going to actually go back and we're going to undo our changes right now just so we don't actually keep those things. So let me just do that really quickly here. There, just unmerging the group. We have the file here. We uploaded it. We uploaded the ping after we cut it up, and here's the file URL. And so we're building our nav widget out. So how do you go about adding the actual nav to or the design to the actual widget? Well, this is how you do it. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go to our widgets and we're going to expand the navigation widget. And we see here that the size of this image is 567. It's 567 pixels wide. So what we need to do is we need to go in and we need to find out which grid is about 567 pixels wide. So to do that, I just pop open Firebug here and I look at the CSS and I go here to our grid system and I just find in here which grid is about that wide. So if we look through here, we should see it in a minute. Grid 8, grid 9, grid 10. Looks like grid 15 is going to be our first grid that it fits the minimum requirements. It's 595, which is a little bit bigger than we need, but that should be okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to say show the grid fields, and we're going to say this is going to be 15 columns wide. And so this is 15 columns within a 24 grid column area. So if we go back and look at the PSD for a second here, I'm going to show some of the things. You can see as I unhid that there's another area right there that will consume the rest of the grid. So we're going to leave that blank for right now. So there's going to be 24 minus 15. There's going to be 9 grid columns of empty space, which is fine. We're going to leave that be for right now. So we'll set that as 15. Push columns, again, is how many columns to push it over to the right. We're not going to push it anymore. We're not going to push it to the right at all. Pull is how many columns to the left you want to pull it. We're not pulling it at all. Suffix is how many columns of padding you want to add at the end. We're leaving that blank. And same thing with the prefix. It's going to be the first. It's going to be the first column or the first widget within the sidebar, but it's not going to be the last. We're going to add another one at some point. So we're just going to save that right now. Now, how do we actually add the background? Well, each widget has its own styles box, which is where you put the CSS styles, and it has a nifty little method that will allow you to target only the selectors or the tags that are within this widget. And to do that, you just type widget-id, and so that will this selector right here, the content management system will actually replace that with the ID, the HTML ID of the element of the widget wrapper. So let's just start by trying this right now. We're going to put this in here and we're going to say background, and after that it's strict CSS, and we're going to say URL, and then we're going to paste in that URL, and we're going to say position it 0, 0, 0, scroll, and then we're going to say transparent. So that should give it a background. We're just pasting in that URL we copied from the image upload and telling it and giving it a CSS declaration of a background. So we're going to save this and we're going to see what that looks like. And so you can see right there, there's our background image. You can see if we come up here, here is our this is the beginning of our widget, this div, and this ID right here, HBGS primary nav widget 3, is what this replaces this right here. So you see that element has this background image on it. So we're all good here. And by the way, I should have added this in, no repeats. So then it's just a strict styling of that area using this box right here. So if you wanted to give this a width, you would go in here and say, or you would just add a width right in here. And if you wanted to target other elements, you just prefix it with the widget ID and add the element you want to target. And that's it. So we're going to do that and come back and we'll have a fully functioning navigation widget next time.